everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashables. So it's the end of the month, which means we need to decorate next month. So let's flip to October in my planner. So just pull all of these out. Whoops. Now if you're not following me, just while I'm here, I'll show you this. If you're not following me on Instagram, you won't see how I fixed last month's. I really didn't like it without this yellow washi tape, which I picked up from Officeworks. That finishes it off. So it's a reason to follow me on Instagram. You don't miss out on when I do little updates like that. So I'm going to do something a little bit bold this month. So I'm going to go into the paws range. I'm going to play with it a little bit. So basically I'm only going to be using the Notepad and the cute Paper Lovers book that has the paws range at the back. I'm going to do something slightly, it may not work, but we're going to give it a shot and we'll see if it does. So I'm going to start off with this piece of note paper. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut out the square, and I'm going to use the square to go all around the outside of this as best I can. So I'm going to give this a shot. This could take a little while. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out first, and then I'll be back to measure it all up and you guys can see how this is going to sit. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all cut out. Not quite sure yet if this is going to work. This is obviously too big, so don't stress out. I have worked that out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. That hasn't quite worked because I've dropped out a little bit there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix the top first, and then I can realign the bottom in a second. So I'm going to put this at the top. Stick it down in just a second. I'm just going to mark out, actually no I'm not, I know it's that line, so I'm just going to cut just at that line as straight as I possibly can, and just put that off to the side for a second. I've got a little bit too much of a cut there, but that's okay. So I'm going to stick this down just as it is, and then I'll be back in just a second. That's worked so far. Then what we're going to do is just grab hold of this bit. I'm going to try and fix this little divot we've got here. So I'm just going to put that using the edge up against here. And I'm just going to grab a bit of sticky tape just to hold this still, because I'm bit nervous of it wiggling around, which it looks like it's going to do anyway, annoyingly enough. Let's fix that part. Let's see if we can make this line up. So obviously you can drop this down as far as you like. If you wanted to, you could cut this off so there's not the double up, because I'm going to have it laying over the top of each other. But you don't have to. You can obviously trim it so that there's not quite so much of an overlap. But I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's not that thick. It's just unsticking this from my desk. because it's actually stuck. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's see if we can get this to line up. Okay. I think that looks kind of cool. So now that I've got that all done, just need to trim up the excess because there is excess basically the whole way around. So just going to use my trimmer for this because it's just a little bit easier. Alright, so that's what it looks like once it's all trimmed up and sort of all organised. So I'm just going to grab my hole punch and just punch the holes out so you guys can see this bit. I'm going to have to get my other hole punch because this washi tape is so extra super thick. It's not going to let me use my little hole punch. So there we go, that's what it looks like when it's all not finished but wrapped around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that whole thing again on the other side, but I'm going to speed through it so you guys don't have to watch it again. But I will be back in just a minute. That's what she looks like when she's all finished. It is a little much, like it looks a little dark, but I think with a bit of sort of some of the green, that might bring it back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rub out all the bits and pieces that are on here, which I'll admit this month isn't all that much, and write in the bits and pieces that I need to, and I'll be back in just a sec. That's all I needed to write in there. There wasn't a lot. Oh, hold on. Yes, there was. Duh. Forgot the most important one of all. I'm just trying to use some of these Life's Little Stickers ones because I don't use them enough. So they happen to fit really nicely in here. So Grand Final Day should not be the first Saturday in October, but it won't be next year, so it's all good. Now I think that's everything I need to do. So let's bring some colour into this, shall we? I'm just jumping into the Paper Lovers book. I'll put that sticker away in a minute. So I need some green. We need some green. I really want to put an envelope in, and I don't know why I want to, but I do. So I'm going, I don't have anything to put in it, to be fair, but I just feel like an envelope this month would come in handy. Can't only be one envelope. Really? Apparently there's only one. Rightio. So just because I can, and I'm going to do it really quickly, I'm going to grab a bit of this note paper. I'm going to make myself one of the horizontal envelopes just using my template. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really, really quickly. In fact, I'll probably cut the whole making process out. I'll link down below if you want to watch how to make the envelope. But I'm going to speed through this as fast as I'll cut to it, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so that's what the envelope looks like when it's finished. So it's going to sit just here. I'm going to punch little holes in it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this card out of the inspiration kit for the paws range. Yes, I bought a lot from this range, I know, but it's just so pretty. So I'm just going to trim it down so that it fits inside this envelope. So I'm just going to sort of roughly mark without drawing all over the envelope, which I did a really bad job of then. And I'm just going to put the line just a little bit inside where I want that to be. You could use a tag for this or basically anything else from the paws range. I'm just using this because I want to. Obviously these envelopes can be more functional. You can put to-do lists in them, you can put birthday card lists, like tons of, like basically lists. Anything that you want to make a list out of, these envelopes are great for keeping these, but I like to use them just for decoration. So it's going to sit right in there, and it's deliberately going to sit out, so I want that to be a reasonably tight fit. So it's going to sit just like that. I'm just going to punch. I'll just mark out where I want the holes first. That dot is exactly where I want it, so now I have to hope I can see which one it is. So just with the cardboard in it, so that way it's sitting exactly where I always want it to sit. Perfect. So now let's get into some stickers, shall we? So I'm going to grab, I want this little grey heart to live just there. And then I need to write, I just want to put October back in up here. So I'm just going to grab this little flag. I'm just going to make it a little bit skinnier. So this isn't going to be straight because I can't cut straight. I tend to wobble, but I do the best I can. Yeah, that didn't actually come out too badly. For some strange reason there was a bit of damage to the top of that page when I put it in there, so kind of a little dirty on the top there. So I'm just writing in October. I'm just going to write it a little bit thicker than normal. It does look a bit messy, but that's okay. So you just need to bring a little bit more stickers into this. And just making sure there's nothing else I want to put in there too, which there isn't. So I'm just going to grab, actually, I am going to grab one of these tags. I don't need any more black, I need more teal in this. I'm just going to grab this one. Oops. So just neatening it up a little bit. Who would have ever thought tags could be so functional? I'm just going to trim that because that's got a little bit of colour I don't like down the side. just doing the same thing with the other side because now it's not even. That's better. Tag's just gone on a diet. I'm just going to put it down the bottom just because it's got, I'm going to put it right up against the edge. That actually looks really cool there. So I'm just going to stick that down too. I have a lot of mess on my desk right now. So that is right up against the edge. Just as a last little bit, we're just going to put a couple extra stickers around the place, and then I promise that's it. Nearly done. I'm going to grab a black one, white one. That's enough. I'm going to leave it just like that. So that is October in my planner, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I am trying to do some different things, so using paper in a different way. I know especially the monthlies can be very plain, so I'm trying to do different things. If you've used your pause especially range in any different kind of capacity, I'd love to see it. So you can always send me a message or an email or an Instagram or a Snapchat. All of those are just down below for you, so you can find them really, really easily. If you did like this, guys, please give it a big old thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe. I've just noticed something. Stop. We're pausing. I need to just hold this here for a second because these holes are going to be in the way. So hold on. I'm just going to flip this over and just mark out these extra holes and punch them too, so you guys can see exactly what this is going to look like. I always forget something. There we go. That's better. Now we're done. So as I said, all those things, find me down below, and I will see you again for Friday Favorites on Friday. See you later. Bye.